onto the bookshelf. Today's story is about this little guy. He's a hairy nosed wombat. And the story is called Hairy Nose Wombat. And it's by Elizabeth Frankel and Garry Duncan. So are you ready for Hairy Nose Wombat? Late one afternoon, down in the ground, Hairy Nose Wombat woke up with a frown. He stretched and yawned, rubbed his eyes and scratched his ear. Then a strange sensation came over his beard. With an itchity, scratchity, grumble and groan, a shudder and shake, a snort and a moan, a grunt and a huff and a spitterly splat, he said, "I really need to scratch my butt." He couldn't reach round with his big hairy nose, and his legs were quite short as far as legs go. Then he had an idea. It was quite plain to see. He could just drop his butt on his favourite scratch tree. It was not far away, just beyond their eyes. So he hurried on over. But to his surprise, it was gone. His favourite scratch tree had been chopped at the base. There was not one limb left. It was gone from the place. With an itchity, scratchity, grumble and groan, a shudder and shake, a snort and a moan, a grunt and a huff and a spitterly splat, he said, "I really need to scratch my butt." And then he remembered a little salt bush. He could just back on up, give a rub and a push. It was not far away, just beyond the next rise. So he hurried on over, but to his surprise, it was gone. Not a sign of the salt bush. He looked everywhere. There were just a few sticks, and the ground was all bare. With an itchity, scratchity, grumble and groan, a shudder and shake, a snort and a moan, a grunt and a huff, and a spitterly splat, he said, "I really need to scratch my butt." He recalled a big log, hollow and old. They are perfect for itches and scratching, I'm told. It was not far away, just beyond the next rise. So he hurried on over. But to his surprise, it was gone. The old log had vanished. It was nowhere to be found. He could see where it once lay, by a dent in the ground. With an itchity, scratchity, grumble and groan, a shudder and shake, a snort and a moan, a grunt and a huff and a spitterly splat, he said, "I really need to scratch my butt." And then he remembered an old mallee stump. That would be perfect to fix his rump. It was not far away, just beyond the next rise. So he hurried on over. But to his surprise, it was gone. The hairy nosed wombat yelled, "What a bad dream!" The old mallee stump was nowhere to be seen, with an itchity, scratchity, grumble and groan, a shudder and shake, a snort and a moan, a grunt and a huff and a spitterly splat, he said, "I really need to scratch my butt." And then he recalled a big limestone boulder. He had used it before for a niche on his shoulder. It was not far away, just beyond the next rise. So he hurried on over. But to his surprise, it was gone. He just couldn't believe it. The boulder gone too? What is our hairy nosed wombat to do? I've run out of ideas to scratch my rear end. I guess I'll go back to my burrow again. His butt was still itchy. He felt tired and alone. So he turned around sadly and headed for home. Over each rise, he stomped back on the double. But when he got home, there was terrible trouble. His burrow was gone. The mound-landed burrow where he lived all his life had been bulldozed and flattened. This was serious strife. They had come before daybreak, keen for an early start. Helplessly he watched with an ache in his heart. As his home disappeared, he let out a wail. This was so much worse than an ache in his tail. Where would he live? He gazed up at the sky. He lifted his hairy nose and started to cry. But then, "Hello, Hairy Nose Wombat. I was just passing by. Why are you so sad? Why do you cry?" So he told her, "I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. First, my butt had an itch. It would not go away. Then my scratching things vanished. They just disappeared. One after the other. It was totally weird. I headed on home, got the most awful fright. My burrow has gone and it soon will be light. I have always lived here, but one thing is for sure, there is no way that I can stay here anymore." And she replied, "Don't worry, friend. Please don't be sad. Although I can see why you're feeling so bad. Your home has been ruined. It's no good for you now. Come with me to my place. I'll show you how. There are logs, stumps and bushes and a favourite scratch tree. We'll arrive before sunup. Just follow me." She seemed very kind and her home sounded nice. And so he decided to take her advice. It was not far away, just beyond the next rise. So they hurried on over. But to his surprise, "Oh no!" "Don't worry," she said. "I've done this before. If we're careful and quick, we can make it, I'm sure." They watched and waited for the traffic to slow. Then came a gap. 1, 2, 3, go! Careful! Quick! She was right, they had made it. Her home looked divine. He felt very safe as they passed by the sign. Hairy Nose Wombat no longer felt alone. He decided to stay. This would be his new home. She said, "This is my burrow. You can sleep in it too." But before his night ended, there was one thing to do. With an itchity, scratchity, grumble and groan, a shudder and shake, a snort and a moan, a grunt and a huff and a spittily splut, he said, "I finally get to scratch my butt." And that was Hairy Nose Itchy Butt. I hope you really enjoyed that because I did. So until the next time, you guys be good. And if you can't be good, just don't get caught. See you next time on the bookshelf. Bye for now.